Go over some of these numbers from max plays from the Prophet over the last 6 days. You start on the 23rd, he was up 3.86 units. On the 24th, up 3.68 units. On the 25th, up 2.64 units. On the 26th, up 1.06 units. On the 27th, up 1.91 units. On the 28th, last night, up 1.50 units. That's 15 plays, going 13-2. Holy shit. 86.7% cash tickets and up 14.65 units. Fuck me, that is unbelievable. 4-1-1 last night. Anyway you slice it, at worst 3-2-1, because I caught that we both had done the same total in the Toronto game. I clearly, 4 or 5 hours before the game started, switched my profit play to Jay's money line, and they won. So you had to have seen it with a notification or in the community that I changed, because I had the over. That wouldn't have hit, but he had the under, and it did hit. So I changed my pick, which we rarely do, but I did it well in advance and hit that Jay's money line 2-1. Also, last night, when you look at the other games from Thursday night, we hit the Astros Rangers under, the Jays money line, lost the Braves Red Sox under, that went over, hit the Spurs under 220, and the Twins White Sox game pushed. So let's look at what went down last night. The Spurs beat the shit out of the Thunder. There's going to be a game 7. Wemby and company got it done. Wembenyama had 28-10 and 3 swats. Spurs roll 118-91. Game 7 is going to be Saturday night in prime time in Oak City. The winner will host the Knicks on Wednesday night in their town. So whoever wins gets games 1 and 2 in their town. The Knicks get 3, 4, and 6 at the world's most famous. Wemby and the Spurs responded to their blowout loss in Game 5 at Oak City on Tuesday. They lit it up. Harper had 18, Castle 17, Vassell 12, and 2 huge blocks. Shea had 15. They didn't do jack. They were scoreless for 8 minutes in the third when the Spurs ran off 22 straight points. It was 92-64 at that point, and it was goodnight Irene. At the Schwab Challenge in Fort Worth at Colonial, Ryan Gerard, Andrew Putnam, Tom Kim, J.J. Spahn, McCarty, and Hodges all tied at 6 under on the PGA Tour going into Friday. Angels 7-1 over the Tigers. Grayson Rodriguez goes 5 strong for the Angels at Comerica. White Sox 6-2 over the Twins. Davis Martin wins his 6th straight start for the Chi Sox. Atlanta 10-2 over Boston. They blew him out at Fenway. Acuna, a grand slam breakfast. Toronto 2-1 over the O's, as I told you. Pinango drew a bases-loaded walk from Nunez in the 8th, and that was it, the winning run. Cubs all over the Pirates. 7-2. Hap with a big home run. Skeens loses his 3rd straight start. Houston 5-1. We got the under there, under 7.5. It landed at 6. Pena and Paredes homered in the 1st inning for the Astros in Arlington. Here's what's going on a pain-free Friday. All right. 6:40 Atlanta at Cincinnati. Holmes and Paddock. 6:45 Minnesota at Pittsburgh. Jarrett Jones is finally back. He's been out forever, and he's back in the Pirates rotation. He was the other young stud with Skeens that they're so high on, taking on Bradley and the Twins at PNC. 6:45 San Diego at Washington. Giolito and Schultz malt liquor. 7:05 Toronto at Baltimore. Voth and Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. 7-10 Boston and Cleveland. Samanigo and Ciccone. I have no idea who Samanigo is. Miami and the Mets at Citi Field. Oscar Mayer and Peralta for New York. Angels at Tampa. Urena and Martinez. 7:15 Cubs at Cards. Imanaga at Leahy. 7:40 Detroit at the White Sox. Melton and Fetty Cheese. 8:05 Kansas City and Texas. Kolek and Tipper Gore. 8:10 Milwaukee at Houston. Crow, Flies, and Tang. Wu-Tang. San Francisco at Colorado. Logan spinning a web against Lorenzen. 9:40 Yankees at A's in Sacktown. Rodon and Severino. 10:10 Arizona at Seattle. Gallon of milk against Kirby's Dreamland. And 10:15 Philly at the Dodgers. Wheeler and Robleski. Hockey tonight. Carolina can eliminate the Canadiens in Raleigh. The game's at 8 o'clock on TNT. Canes are up 3-1. They beat their ass in both games at the Bell Center in Montreal. Now they're home in front of their own fans. A win and they're in the Stanley Cup final against Vegas. They're minus 244 to win it. 5.5 is the total. It's time for Fast Forward Ferrall in Your Facial, where we do everything that matters and shit that doesn't matter. How about we do a big Wemby of what he did last night in San Antonio?
Keeping his dribble, getting into the paint, collapsing that defense. Wemby going to look from deep. Didn't hit one in game 5. Hits his first in game 6. Kane attacking shots. He had space because Wemby was away. Comes over to get a block.
SWAT.
To Holmgren for 3. They do not want to disrupt the flow this young team had last game.
Wemby deep.
Does not like the temperament of his Thunder. The reason why? Wemby has shown up from behind the arc. And of course, roaming the defense with the block shot. No hesitation from Victor. Another strong start for the Spurs.
It was all night long.
Knocking down the threes. Victor with the top rebound in the series.
Another block.
Jordan usually not from that part of the court for his threes. Pushing the corner threes. De'Aaron Fox trying to get his field goal percentage up. Off the window, no. Looking like Hartenstein, this one is off. Gilgeous-Alexander, no attempts in the first 4 minutes. And that was a couple feet outside the comfort range of Hartenstein. Young says, I don't need anything here. We'll go one-on-one. Holmgren's waiting. Wemby's turning.
Turn around in the lane.
I like this. Cleared everyone out. Was able to see if and when the double team
Step
was
back
coming.
after the turnaround.
It's not Jake Dub, the All-NBA performer. So this Jalen Williams had a good series. McCain going quick. Couldn't get his balance.
Steal.
Did not. Wemby sees 3. Finds Castle. Williams to the corner. Caruso. This is the 3.
They look like shit.
Lesson for Luke Cornett on the sideline. Cornett had his best game of the series. Of course, they were invited back.
Wemby step back. 25-footer.
This first quarter. A step back. I mean, look at the separation created there.
Honestly.
That's his 3rd triple of this first quarter. What a start. Is there another one? Fox lines it up. Air ball. Penny saves it. 1 second difference in the clock. Wemby. Castle. Got it.
Wemby to Castle on the wing.
Vegas jumped in on everything happened at the end of 5. This story's being written here in Game 6. Of San Antonio's threes and their energy.
I mean, you get the gist of it. It was all night long. Here they are with their big 20-0 run they went on.
Wemby leads it to Fox. To the basket. Finally gets one to go. And you see they went right to the basket with no Victor Wembanyama in the game.
Castle and one. with the up and under.
He's got it back. Step back. Yeah, they're going to go right at J. Dub. Yeah. He's going to score. Look at that crossover there by Castle.
Crossover by Castle.
You know what that was like? Well, when I became the sixth man, he was the person I studied to try to be a guy who could provide a punch off the bench.
Champagne.
For ideas of how to get this thing unlocked a bit as Fox.
I mean, they just kicked their ass all night. You got a Game 7 Saturday night. So Wemby, 28, 10 boards, 3 blocks, 2 steals. That good enough for you? By the way, Mitchell Robinson of the Knicks broke his right pinky finger. No timetable on a return for him. It looks like he won't be ready for Wednesday and the start of the NBA Finals. And it was Wemby's 8th game with 25-plus points and multiple blocks this postseason, the most in a single postseason in Spurs history, surpassing Tim Duncan in 05 and 06. C.J. Carr is favored to win the Heisman. He's the quarterback at Notre Dame. A Notre Dame Fighting Irish player hasn't won the Heisman since 1987. The World Hockey Championship semis are set. Swiss against Norway and the Canadians against the Finns. Here's a grand slam for Acuna last night at Fenway.
Ronald Acuna Jr. with a grand slam.
The grand slam breakfast over to Monster. By the way, the feds say Scary Terry Rozier agreed to a $100,000 bribe in that betting plot to do anything he could to not produce and let bettors win. I told you Jared Jones making a season debut tonight for the Pirates against the Twins. It's his first start since September 27th of 2024. A Florida man, 45-year-old guy, busted after building a full tiki bar in the middle of a Walmart parking lot and serving drinks to shoppers for 3 hours before the police finally arrived and arrested him. Here's the percentage chances for nations to win the World Cup that starts in 2 weeks. Spain, 17%, France, 16%, England, 11%, Portugal, 10%. They're the top 4. Brazil, 9%, Argentina, 8%. Messi's playing. Germany, 5%, Netherlands, 4%, Norway, 3%, and Japan, 2% with Colombia and Belgium. That's it. So baseball, Major League Baseball has proposed the first salary cap since August of 94. They want a cap at $245.3 million with a salary floor of $171.2 million. That's why there's going to be a work stoppage, because the players will never agree to a salary cap. Claude Lemieux, 60 years old, a 4-time Stanley Cup winner. He was a stud, drafted by the Canadians. Did so well with the Devils, played for a few teams. He just held the flame on Tuesday night, Wednesday night at the Bell Center in Montreal. They say he killed himself, suicide at his business, a furniture store in Florida. That is just awful. Claude Lemieux, he was a great player, an antagonist, had over 1,700 penalty minutes in his career, got under people's skin, but he was always a great player. He won the Conn Smythe Trophy with the Devils, and that's the MVP of the playoffs when you win the Conn Smythe. They say he killed himself. His son found him. It's just awful. A man bites his wife during a fight over smoking meth in the closet. She caught him smoking a glass meth pipe in the closet. She was very upset with him. He was angry that she interrupted his meth smoking in the closet, so he bit her. The Canes have outshot Montreal 136-65 through the first 4 games of the series. I've said this multiple times. The Canadians can't even get the puck, let alone a shot off. They've been getting their ass beat. The 10 highest paid players in baseball this year. Ohtani, $127 million. Bellinger, $56.5 million. Kyle Tucker, $56 million, and he's doing nothing for the Dodgers. Soto, $51.9 million. Judge, $46.1 million. Bo Bichette, $42.4 million. He's barely done anything. Zach Wheeler, make that $42.2 million. Mike Trout, $39 million. Jacob deGrom, $38.3 million. And Garrett Cole, $37.5 million, the 10 highest paid players in 2026. Former Bruins enforcer Lyndon Byers has been diagnosed with stage 3 CTE. There are so many former players struggling with CTE, and the NHL won't even acknowledge concussions or CTE, that it exists. Nice job, Gary. Brad Pitt has been sued by a penis cream company. That's just crazy just listening to that. I don't even need to get into the story. A penis cream company has sued Brad Pitt. That's all I know. UFL, the United Football League, their viewership is skyrocketing. Their game between the Renegades and Kings drew 1.6 million viewers. That's pretty good. Average attendance, home games for each major league team. I don't want to do every single game. Dodgers are averaging 50,900. San Diego, 41.7. The Yankees, 40,300. The Jays, 40,200. Phillies, 39,000. Giants, 37.8. Angels, 34.7. That's not bad for the shitty Angels. Mets, 34.6. Braves, 34.5. Red Sox, 34.3. Cubs, 34.5. Seattle, 32.6. Houston, 31.5. And the Brewers, 30,000. Who cares about the rest? Nobody. Sacramento formally announcing their pursuit of a Major League expansion franchise. They've been hosting the A's last year, this year, and next year before the A's moved to Las Vegas. Now they want an expansion team. How about unranked to number one? The Major League Baseball hitter power rankings. Corbin Carroll, number one. Yordan Alvarez, 2. Schwarbaum, 3. Nick Kurtz of the A's, 4. James Wood of the Nats, 5. Christian Walker of St. Louis Jordan Walker, 6. Aaron Judge, 7. Soto, 8. Ketel Marte, 9 of the D-backs. And Buxton of the Twins is 10th. Your power rankings for hitters in Major League Baseball. Messi's Inter Miami is now the 5th best-selling football jersey worldwide. You've got Madrid, number 1, with over 3.13 million. FC Barcelona, 2 at 2.94 million. PSG in Paris, 2.54 million. Bayern Munich, 2.37 million. And then Inter Miami at 2.16 million. The best-selling football club jerseys worldwide. DAZN, originally just a boxing channel, now become the exclusive broadcast partner of the CFL. Saturday nights at 7, they're going to show tons of games, at least 21 consecutive Saturday night games. And they're going to show 2 playoff games each season only on DAZN. So they've picked up the CFL. Nobody here watches the CFL. I just wanted to say that. Jets signed former Giants and Falcons kicker Young Ho Koo. Get ready for some misses there. That guy's a disaster now. Serena Williams allegedly making a comeback in doubles at the Queen's Club Championships on grass in London. That's the tournament before Wimbledon. Jeremy Fears is withdrawing from the NBA draft and will return to Michigan State. He's an All-American entering the season. There was basically second-round options for him. Yannick Sinner, the world's number 1, lost at the French Open yesterday. Neymar expected to miss Brazil's upcoming friendlies after suffering a grade 2 calf. I've heard he's been replaced on the World Cup team altogether. Caesars is being acquired for almost $6 billion by the Fertitta brothers. They own the UFC. Of course, the one, Lorenzo Fertitta, owns the Rockets, the new WNBA team, and tons of restaurants all over the country and mostly in Houston. But they own the Red Rocks in Summerlin, Nevada, outside of Vegas off the Strip. Great spot. And now they own Caesars, everything at Caesars. And Koa Pete is staying in the draft. The freshman last year at Arizona is unbelievable. He's staying in the NBA draft. Keep an eye out for the Profits Max Profit Plays in the Community and my elite and profit play videos in the community. Let's make some money on a Friday. Shake it. Ooh.